if you don't mind to introduce yourself, where you from, and if you're working, please share with me. Let's please we share each other, and then we'll start our proper session. We'll introduce ourselves.
Hi, Philip from London.
Philip from London. Are you working, mate?
Yes, I am. Yeah.
So
I work in wealth management.
Okay, brilliant. Well done. So great. Please share your experience. Will be great, so we can collectively learn from each other. Good. Okay. Next, who else there? Please introduce yourself, please.
I think I'm the last one.
If you introduce again, because other people.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, no. Of course, yeah. So I'm Jay Kazim, working in HR management. I've been in London for the past 12 years, and originally I come from France. And yeah, I work as HR employee relation manager in merger integration for an IT company.
Cool. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Philip.
Thank you.
Who else there, please? So we are 4. Hello. Anyone else there? No? No name there. Okay, we'll start now. Okay, my name is Anjum Satar. I'm teaching in UK University last 4 years. I know Raman from 2011 when I start my PGC. So my background, I'm partly qualified ACCA, MA in International Business Management, MA in Marketing Practice, MBA in Finance, MBA in Marketing, and I have PGC. I'm teaching at the moment University of Bradford, Arden University, and Whitfield College, and with the University as well. So today I'm with you. If you have my background in terms of industry experience, I work in sales, I work in logistics, I work for British Gas, I work for various other companies. I work Morrison head office, used to be logistic, stock allocation, stock management, and those sort of things. So today I'm with you. Hope so. I'll try my best to meet your expectation. If you have any question, feel free. Just ask me. Is my email address there? And today is a third lesson which will cover our LO3, which is a learning outcome 3. If you join now, so please go through the first 2 lessons, a video as well, and a PowerPoint slide. If you have any questions, please just drop me email. I'll get back to you and we can recap. I taught various programs like MBA, CIPD, CMI, and of course, THM and ATHE, BA in business management, BA in accounting and finance. Currently, I'm delivering most of these courses as well. So today I'm with you. We'll start now. Anybody, any question before start?
No.
Okay, brilliant. So we'll start. So today we'll go through our learning outcome 3, which is the LO3. Understand the impact of leadership on organization performance. So before starting, we'll a bit recap what we learned up to now, and then we'll start. So LO1 was about understanding the principal concept differences and the approaches to the contemporary leadership, where we discuss about the difference between leadership and leadership styles. We discuss about the performance, and we try to relate our discussion in terms of the performance further, because really, as a leader, we need to be focused organization performance. Leader always influence others. Leaders always guide them. Leaders always provide the direction to organization, but the managers always try to manage to achieve the organization objective. So 3 assessment criteria we discussed during our lesson 1. Lesson 2, we discussed understand how the leadership influence individual teams. So where we discuss about team building, well-being team role, Tuckman's, and various other approaches and authors we discussed during second lesson. Today, our third lesson. So please, when you read, it's better to be go through inductive content, what we're supposed to read and what we're supposed to learn. So this is all we'll focus today. our organization effectiveness. Performance will go through, we'll discuss leadership development, and we'll discuss strategic effectiveness and leadership. So all these three assessment criteria, and these are key points, which we'll go through. So 3.1 we'll discuss first. 3.1 is assess the nature of organization effectiveness and performance. So what do you know about performance? What is meant by performance? How you measure the performance? Anybody any thought about performance? What do you think? How you normally measure the performance?
Profit.
Profit. So, okay. What else? The profit will say in terms of, yes, value, money value. Any other criteria to measure the performance? We measure the performance always in a profit. Okay.
Can you hear me? Hello?
I can hear you.
I meant performance. Yeah. So I'd say managing efficiency, effectiveness.
Brilliant. Well done. Efficiency, effectiveness, which we will discuss the difference between them. And performance always look in terms of the cost, in terms of quality, and in terms of time. Time itself is a cost. Whenever we will measure the performance, we always look what cost me, yes, what I'm getting out of it. Quality. If you just focus on the cost but not on the quality, in the long run it will cost you as well. So we will go through in more detail next slides. So cost, quality, and time always measure your performance. Somebody taking less time, somebody is using less resources, costing us less, but the quality of the product is producing is excellent, which is exceeding our benchmark. So always we need to measure the performance in terms of these three areas. Okay, so our focus will be 3.1, organization effectiveness and performance. We'll discuss, organization efficiency and effectiveness, what is meant by innovation, cultures, creativity, excellent models, which we'll go through. McKinsey 7S approach, couple of you maybe learn in other modules, in other courses as well, so which we'll go through. Organization effectiveness can be defined as the efficiency. What is meant by efficiency? What is meant by efficiency? Anybody? We know we maybe learn about 3 E's. What is the 3 E's concepts? Anyone? 3 E's. One is called effectiveness, economy, and efficiency. So if you want to be always look when you want to measure, effectiveness is a benchmark. What is the industry's key performance indicator, the benchmark? We need to always look effectiveness. As an organization, we are effective, we can sustain in a business. If we are earning profit, yes, are we working more than the break even? We can sustain in a business. Economy is maybe exceeding in terms of the quality, in terms of the profit, in terms of the delivery, satisfaction, all we can look around your economical efficiency. It's mean very cost effective organization, you're caring about environment, you're very efficient. Not in one area, you're efficient in all other areas. So organization efficiency, which an association is able to meet its objective. So always we need to look around organization efficiency in terms of organization objective. Any question?
No.
So efficiency is the capacity of organization to produce the desired result. What desired result can be? Because always organization, they're not focusing just on the profit. If we just focus on the profit, in the long run, we can't sustain, because if we not carry on continuous improvement. Anybody have a Nokia? Do we have a Nokia mobile? Anyone else? Nokia?
Not anymore. Not anymore. No.
Why not?
There's none available, I think, or they're really poorly advertised, let's say.
Hmm. So one of the CEO of the company is ex-CEO of Nokia, decide to close many research and development and really focus on the cost, reduce the cost, improve the profitability. Yes, we improve the profitability in those years. We close the research and development, and we not managed to launch a new innovative mobile. So what's happened? The Nokia used to be leader in the world is really decline in terms of the market shares. That's only the key reason was behind, Nokia stayed behind. No doubt we need to be focused on the innovations as well. It's only innovation and creativity will come if we have a continuous development in our organization, even is a little. So always we need to look around how we can in our organization and improve our efficiencies. Okay. Next, we look around the performance measurement techniques. Performance we can measure by using different tools, but we already discussed performance in terms of cost, quality, and time. Always measure the individual performance, not only on the one. That's why 360-degree appraisal system, lot of organization. So they not focus on the one senior and junior giving the feedback. They focus on the everyone. So performance measurement technique, profitability, liquidity, and risk. We can look around in terms of the performance, non-financial, productivity, and quality. We can look around balance scorecard. A couple of you already learned, maybe in other modules as well. Always don't look just the financial side. Look around the customer, look around the processes, efficiency, learning and growth. Organization, we are learning, we are growing, or we are declining. If we are declining, we can't really sustain. Benchmarking, internal, we can look around competitive, functional, and strategic. So all we need to be look around these things to measure the performance. Anybody, any question?
No.
Okay. Performance management is monitoring of budget or the target against the actual result. So if you want to measure the performance, you look around what your budget, what's your actual result, and you can measure the performance. Performance measurement can be short-term objective in terms of the cost control. Short term, we want to control the cost, but the long run, we want to inject more money. We want to expand our business, and we want to improve the customer satisfaction. Objective and the goals of the business will be very depending on the type of the business and where we operate. A profit-seeking organization, overall goal to be maximize the profit, maximize the shareholder wealth. So we need a good balance in it. Really, if we're just maximizing shareholders' value, we earn more profit, their shares value will go up, and of course, we need to look around what will be happen the customer satisfaction if we not satisfy them. So ultimately they will move and they will buy the other product. Ultimately we'll lose, in the long run. So always we need to look around. Strategic objective is long-term objective. Objective you already know, you learn. Always we need to set the SMART objective. What is meant by SMART?
Sustainable, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time bounded.
Brilliant. Well done. So we need a specific objective. We can measure them. It's supposed to be achievable, realistic, and time defined. So what next 12 months, what really we want in our organization? We want to reduce 2% CO2. We want to increase employee satisfaction from 80 to 90, I suppose, because 80% our employees said they are satisfied with the job and the way we treat them. So we need to carry on doing this. We don't need to restrict ourselves. And so that's why we need to be. Then one of the great scholar, Peter Drucker, he mentioned, so management, performance management. Management, of course, can we define management? What is meant by management? Any definition of management? How, in your words, if somebody say to you, define management, what is meant by management? Some people say management is a task. Some say management is a discipline. Management is a people management. Planning, controlling, leading, and organizing. These are all the function of management. Without this, management can't. So we need to look around the management always. If you're a manager, your job to design an environment. You design an environment to achieve the pre-selected objective. Whatever your objective, you have to draw an environment. You have to lay out the activities in a manner to achieve organization objective with the least cost, yes, with the good quality and with the least time. So we need to be focused on all these, in term of. So always, according to the Peter Drucker, the failure of anything is a failure of managers. Because there's some managers who design the task, who lay out the activity, who create the environment. If you're not creating effectively, we're not going to achieve it. Doesn't matter whichever style of leadership you use, and every day is a matter you achieve your organization objective. Performance management. When we're looking the performance, we need to be look around leadership, skill, knowledge, style. Yes, all these are the crucial to improve the performance. Group relationship. Yes, you have a group relationship within an organization, within a team, and system and structure, those are in place. So abilities, we need to look around the people, those we have are recruited, those they have abilities. The leader have abilities, teams have abilities, and we need the motivation to work. They are motivated to work. How we can motivate? We can use different motivational theory. We identify their needs. We try to address them, and we always try to look around because motivation leads to the quality work. And ultimately, they improve the performance as well. Role, time and place, and the job. Organization, always we're looking the economics environment, physical, technological environment is changed, and we have to be changed as an organization. If we don't do, we're not going to be effective organization. So effectiveness of organization, we need to look around. In effective organization, always do the environmental scanning. Okay, element of organization performance. The different element of the mission statement. We know the mission. What is meant by mission? Mission. Every organization have a mission. So why we are in the business? What really you want to be achieve in our organization? Purpose. Yes. How will do? Because if the business is meeting the main aims, maximizing the shareholder wealth, maintain the customer satisfaction, and producing innovative product and services. Strategy is action plan, how we'll achieve them. Policies and the culture. Culture is mean norms, value, the way we do the business. Culture is very important. We need to set the culture, right culture in our organization. So if we don't have, that will lead to the failure of organization. Values. Organization values, core principle. We're not going to compromise. We'll say we'll treat the people like to be treated, but we're not treating them equally. We don't have a diversity or equality. No doubt we have a legislation as well. What do you think? What is the difference between a rule-based approach, which is, and principle-based approach? Anybody heard about what is meant by rule-based approach and principle-based approach? What is the difference between rule and principles? Anybody, any thought?
Rule, let's say, are given, provided by someone and reinforced. Principles are embedded into the culture, company culture, habits, or tradition.
Brilliant, well done. So rule is the legislation, yes? If we don't follow the rule, we can be charged as a criminal. It's a crime. But if we don't follow the principle, we have to pay the damages. For suppose, that can be under the civil law. So principle, ethics, the values, yes, which we can set. These are not the rules. These are the values we can set. We can try to comply with it. Because the rule is the legislation that's set by the government. But the principle we can, our own value we can set as an organization. We can be role model. Like recently the Tesco used to be role model for various companies throughout the world. but the Tesco manipulated the profit. The profit was 80 million and they shown 220 million. So can we, because they're saying we treat people like to be treated, we always fair, we always, respect, we always honest. But if you're not doing it, so you're compromising your own value. So what will be happen as the organization? That will lead to all the performance will be impacted due to the. So you set your value and stick with it. Okay. Next, now we're looking 3: efficiency, effectiveness, and economy. What do you think? What is the key difference between these 3? Any thought? What is meant by effectiveness? Effectiveness mean is a benchmark. Whatever you set, we're saying one labor is supposed to be produced 10 units in 1 hour and use 10 kg of material and use this and that. So if somebody, we set the benchmark in terms of the time, in terms of the input, in terms of the quality, we said 90, 60, sorry, let's assume 90% customer need to be satisfied with the product. So that's if we are meeting its effectiveness. But next time we measure it, so someone is using 10 kg, producing 10 units, the customer satisfaction level is 92%, which is higher than the effectiveness. So this is now is very economical. Very economical mean exceeding than effectiveness. So next step from effectiveness to economy, which is mean more than effectiveness. It can be any area in terms of cost, time, and quality. Then efficiency. Efficiency normally when we will measure, so efficient or efficiency come, you're exceeding in all areas. You're exceeding in terms of you're very less cost, you're very cost effective. You're exceeding in terms of you using less time. You're very effective in terms of the quality. You're exceeding because the customer satisfaction is more than 90%. The time we used is less than an hour to produce 10 units. The input which we reduce it because we overcome the wastage which we used to be 20% or 10%, whatever the wastage we kept, that is we reduce it because that is the efficiency now. So always we relate efficiency pay. If anybody is efficient, so of course you're saving as an organization, we can profit maximize. So through efficiency, effective is adequate to accomplish the purpose and producing intended expected result. And efficient is a performing or the functioning in the best possible manner, the least waste of time and the effort. So all we can look around how we can. One of company is called Salesboss. They set up this model and they say no, we need to be focused on effective and ineffective, inefficient and efficient. So effective, what is meant by pursuing the right goals, but inefficient costs are high. So we can look around the pursuing the wrong goals and inefficient. So wrong goals as well and inefficient. So it's not is ineffective. So your goal need to be right and you pursuing right to become effective. So efficient organization pursuing the right goals and the efficient high return on investment, cost efficient, and efficient ineffective can be pursuing the wrong goal but efficient. It's wrong goals. That's not, but it's the efficient manners you're doing. We need to look around, these, and we can improve the performance as an organization. We need to look around. We efficient with ways we set our objective. Those are achievable, realistic, and time defined. And we work towards efficiently to achieve our organization objective. Anybody, any question?
No.
Just to clarify on efficiency, is that always related to cost, or it could involve also quality and time, as you said earlier?
Yeah. Efficiency is exceeding in all area, in time, in cost, in quality.
Okay. Yeah. It's just following the example. That's right.
Oh, no. Well done. No, that's absolutely.
Okay.
Great.
Thanks.
Effectiveness is just meeting the benchmark. Economy is more than effectiveness. So in the middle of effectiveness and efficient can be economical.
Yeah. Understood.
So next now we're looking now Peters and Waterman and twice, I copied. Okay, so they mention in when we need to be look around aspect of the culture and in terms of the efficiency and the performance, we need to be make sure bias for action. We're not supposed to be biased for action. Their action was a strong emphasis of experimentation. People were encouraged to try out the new ideas and approaches. We need to make sure we give the opportunity, people will carry on trying. Yes, then the innovation, of course, we need to create a culture in our organization. We appreciate it if somebody bring the new ideas. Yes, we can try it. Closeness to the customer. They are dependent on their customer for their continuous success. So we need to be closeness to the customer. Autonomy and entrepreneurship. They value and foster innovation, taking risks. So we need to make sure we'll carry on and creating value and the innovation in our organization, and we take the risk because sometimes you have to. Of course, we need to quantify the risk, how much we can bear as an organization. Productivity through people. Of course, people can play the significant role to improve the productivity. Views of employees as the key sources of ideas for improvement in quality and productivity. Then the next step, strong value system. So we need to make sure we have a strong value system in place in our organization. The leader can stop managers tended to see their roles as the managing the value of the organization. Yes, we need to be, they can set the systems, stick to things, so they stayed close to what the news and could do well. A simple organization structure. Yes, organization structure, we need to make sure chain of command, who's going to order to whom. That's a clear role and responsibility. That's why we need to make sure we have a clear. Anybody heard about SOPs? What is meant by SOPs? SOPs?
Statement of work.
It's called yes, we can abbreviate. It's called the standard operating procedure in our organization. Those need to be clear. What your roles, what your responsibility, what you do, to whom you need to report. Yes. So according to, anybody heard about ISO? Like some people say, we have ISO 9000. Some say our organization have ISO 14000. What is meant by ISO? What is these? What these are? What is the ISO 9000?
I know they relate to security, but I would not be able to to mention what.
Yes, it can be in different industries, different certification level. It can be towards environment, towards service. ISO is called International Standardization Organization, which issue the quality certificate to organization, and the certificate kinds can be different in different organizations. If any organization is a service organization, that is ISO 9000. ISO 9000 is all about the quality certificate. When we checking the quality, we saying what you are saying. Think about as an organization what you are saying. Organization saying, oh, we'll do this and that. What you are doing, and you have documentary evidence for it. Like, we'll say in the Coke, there is a such percentage is the sugar. So what you're saying, this is a such percentage of sugar. What you're saying, same thing you're doing. Yes? What you're saying, same thing. It should be same. Same thing you are doing, and you have a documentary evidence this is true. Yes? Does it make sense?
Yes.
Yeah,
so,
it does.
what we'll say, same thing we do, and we have a documentary evidence. So then we can get the certificate. So we need to look around to improve it. We not contradict our own saying. What we saying, we have a documentary evidence, it should be content. So that's all about the quality when we checking. Okay, innovation and the creativity, how we can be innovative as an organization. If you're a leader, you need to be focused on the innovation, because ultimately innovation and creativity is not meant by you bring everything is a new automated scanning machines, robots and things. It's not meant by innovation is everything is a new. Innovation, you can bring some new ideas, some new approach in your commercial. Maybe like a lot of companies now using social media. Yes, maybe we can use social media for as a new innovation. It can be little innovation. It's not meant by you everything is changed and people will feel, oh. So innovation, we need to think about how we can creative as an organization. Creativity. So all we need to be focused on innovation is a commonly described as a commercially successful station of the ideas. So always we need to be look around how we can develop the new ideas. Like no, for suppose we used to do face-to-face meetings, but the meeting, of course, is a time consuming, is a costly process for our organization. What we did, we moved from face to face meeting. We know we have a lot of tools. For suppose we use the WebEx meeting, which is a free tool you can set up and you can do online meeting. All the meeting minutes you can record it, you can send to your colleague, or you can use Skype or whatever channel you want to use it. So that can be innovation, because we're reducing the traveling cost, we're reducing the time for traveling, and that's help us to improve. That can be innovation. So creativity and the organization effectiveness, whatever from it takes, innovation is a creative process. Yes, the ideas may become from inside the business. It can come from the employees, in-house designer or the sales staff, or outside the business. Supplier can give us. So that's why we need to work as a team. We need to listen our suppliers. We need to listen our customer, the media reports. We need to involve them. So it can be focused on the applying the resource or the innovation. We need the benefit can be significant, improve the productivity, reduce the cost, build the brand image, establishing an advantage over the competitor. So competitive advantage can be if we have creative ideas and organization effectiveness. Any question?
No.
Okay, so next we're looking, according to one great scholar, Armstrong, he suggests, the performance management sequence. So if you want to improve the performance, we need to follow a well-structured approach. Role definitions, you need to define the roles. You need to look around the competencies, requirements. What is the difference between competencies and capabilities? Anybody? Is there any difference between capabilities and competencies? Any thought? What is the difference between these two words? If we'll say you're a competent, we'll say you're capable. Anybody, any thought?
I don't know. I would think competency relates to theory, capabilities to practice, maybe. But they're really similar, isn't it?
Okay, so if we'll pass driving test, you're passed it, yes? You're capable to drive. You have a capability to do the things. You pass your course, you're capable to do things. That's why you pass. But you're not a competent, you can make the mistakes. So that's why few years your work need to be someone recheck it, because the competencies come with the experience, with the knowledge, with the expertise. That's why nowadays we use, when we recruit the people, we use STAR method of interview. Anybody heard about STAR method of interview?
No.
This is called competency-based interview. Any organization you will apply nowadays, they use the STAR method of interview, which is called competency. They want to explore. I'm saying I have experience. I wrote a lot of experience in my CV. They want to test it. I'm competent as well. I have experience, but I'm not competent. I didn't work independently. Yes. So STAR consists of S is a situation, T is a task, A is action, and R is the result. Think, a time when you exceed from the customer situation. What was the situation? What task you did? What action you took? And what result came at the end? Yes. Think about the time you didn't perform. What you did different next time and how you improve. So always we need to look around in our organization. We need a role. We need to set the competency for the role. We need to assess the people, and we need to measure the performance, and we need to be development plan in place in our organization. According to the Armstrong, we need to look around the competencies evidence. We need to measure the performance. We need to carry on continuous monitor and feedback. Yes, continuous improvement. Ultimately, non-financial reward and the financial reward. We need to make sure we'll give the people both, So that leads to anybody any question? Please, if any question, ask me. And then maybe a couple of you already learned about the McKinsey 7S approach. Is a framework according to the McKinsey. He gave this approach and he said, no, when you want to be performance, you need to focus on 7S. You need to look around your organization structure. You need to look around the organization system. You need to look around the leadership style. You need to look around your staff. You need to look around the skills. What sort of the skill? You need to look around the strategies. Is a collective, is work. If you, out of 7F, if you miss one, you're not really going to be perform well. So is a shared value. Yes. We need shared value. Everyone respect each other's value. So we need to make sure we have all these 7S in place, and as a leaders we make sure everyone follow it and we have the right things in place. Any question, anyone? Okay. Next we look at the performance. Whenever we discuss the performance, is a flow. Organization we in. Departmental, you can set your department success factor. You can set the success factor. Individual job description, standard, individual improvement goals, coaching plan, training, motivating, tracking, and acknowledging. And we need to make sure, individual action, performance appraisal, all this individual improvement. When do individual improvement, then you need to focus on the team improvement. When you improve the team performance, and then ultimately you look our organization improvement. So that's, continuous improvement. You improve individuals, you improve the team performance, ultimately level leads to the overall organization improvement. Yes, you have a system, structures, everything in place. Any questions? Anybody, any question?
No.
Okay, next we're looking in the 3.2 where we critically explore the main features and the requirement of the leadership development. How we can develop leaders? Can we develop leaders? Leader is always born by leader. Lot of theory, they say no, leader is always born as a leader. What do you think? Are you in a favor or against? What your view? Leader always born as a leader?
Maybe.
Yes, maybe they have a quality, no one else. It can be in favor or against. Leadership and development. Leadership development refer to the activity that improve the skills and ability and confidence of leaders. So leader, we can develop them. So that's why nowadays in our organization, we need to introduce the concept of developing leaders. Taking leaders. It's not mean the leader who leads the whole organization. Leader can be as a team leader. Yes, it can be as a section leader. It can be as a departmental leader. So we need to give the So leader always influence on others. Leader always provide the direction. Leader always provide the new ideas and direction or the path for the organization or the department or the section. So that's why the huge discussion is going around. We need to develop leaders, not managers. We need to make them leaders. We need to change there and they can influence. Improve the skills and abilities and the confidence of leader. Program vary massively in a complexity, cost, style of teaching. So we need to look around how we can make it. Coaching and mentoring. What do you think? Is there any difference between coaching and mentoring? Any thought?
Mentoring is much longer, or is it the other way around? One of them is much longer.
Yes.
Yeah, coaching is, yeah, sorry.
Yes, please say what do you think?
No, I thought coaching is around discipline or related to work or to an activity. Mentoring does need to be in relation to the work or the activity you're doing. So mentoring, as Philippe said, is I think more long term, and coaching is coaching has an objective. So you would coach to attain something. Mentoring could be seen as a long term and more related to development.
Mm-hmm. What is the difference between training and development? Is there any difference between training and development? In training, you teach them how they follow the rules and regulations, yes? Development, you focus on the long term. That's not immediately impact. Like you're doing the course something and your organization paying it. That's the development, yes? Training is for the specific task, yes? Development is a long term. So coaching is a more structural approach and the mentoring is unstructured, but the mentors always have expertise in own areas. Yes, coach always guide them to achieve the objective. So mentoring is more development side and the coaching is more training side. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
The two form of development, we can. So according to Ford, the success of the leadership development influenced heavily by the quality of the program and the level of support and the acceptance from all the seniors really, and the characteristic and the learning style of the person being developed. Some commentators differentiate between the leadership development and the leader development. Leadership development. So we need to make sure in our organization we have a focused collective leadership in our organization, and we lead and we make leaders. Everyone, and we change. You're a leader in your area, in your work. To improve the performance as an organization. Because ultimately, end of the day, we need to achieve our organization. Then we need to look around the critical success factor in our organization, which is those are the crucial. If we don't do it, so create strategies, mission, and vision. If you don't have it, you can't work it because we supposed to be towards them. We all our effort towards goals. Critical success factor in our organization. Evaluate critical. What are the critical success factor in the service organization? You're wonderful, but you're not treating people need to be treated. You not understand the culture properly. So these are the critical success factor can be. It's not a pricing is a critical. Price can be critical, but depends. It's not such critical. The service is more critical because sometimes people are willing to pay more, but they don't want to be compromise on the service or the quality of the service. So we need to look around. Prioritize and choose the improvement goals. Yes, we need to prioritize which improvement goal is more crucial than others. We need to set the priority A, priority B, priority C. Yes, which one you want to do first. Develop action plan. Yes, what we need to do, what we need to improve. Yes, we need to cut the paper costs. We need to improve the global warming towards. We need to improve the social accounting. We need to look around all these, like Unilever, Procter and Gamble. They move, instead of heavily advertising on the telly, they move to be more social advertising, like a food bank scheme, like a hand pump scheme, like a washing hand, teaching, building schools. So that's, this is advertising itself as well. So when you're giving the charity money to the charity, it's mean one way is the company looking, they're saving on the tax. Second way, they are looking, how they advertise through charity. Or we help, such and such thousand. It shows in their financial statement. So we can look around, develop action plan and the project management, identify improvement, delivered, communicate, acknowledge. So we need to make sure in our organization, these can be critical success factor for any organization. Promoting an alignment. Strategic success depends upon the effective organization. Establishment, we need to make sure development integration of the key contributor component, best sports and deliver the desired result. Yes, all we work together and all we work towards team as a team, so we'll improve the performance. So leader need to be make sure have a good one other framework is called European Framework on Quality Management, EFQM. So we need leader enable people to achieve their objective. Leadership, people, policies and strategies, partnership and resources. Then the process leader, folks, enabler, and the result can be people result, customer result, and society result. When organization success is the society success. With the company's closures, it means the organization society is a failure, because the reason is the company closures mean the people have a less jobs and the society won't be prosperous. So ultimately the key performance results. So all this framework, innovation and the learning. So government injecting money on apprenticeship programs and various to be more the people learn it, more innovation will come. So ultimately what will be happen, that will lead to the society result, that will lead to the customer result and the people result. Anybody any question?
No.
Okay, next we have 3.3 where we're looking the criteria of assessing organization strategic effectiveness. How we can assess, strategic effectiveness as an organization. There are the number of, we can look around excellency model. Maybe you're getting lots of award from different independent organizations. We can do the survey as an organization. We can look around what the strategy was, how they map it with the environment. So strategic capabilities, we need to look around as an organization. They have a resources and they use it effectively to achieve it. They are competent to deploy the resources and to maximize the profit, maximize the customer satisfaction. They create more jobs, they give them more donations. So all we need to look around as an organization success, as effectiveness. Sustainable competitive advantage. Competitive advantage not mean sustainable, continuous improvement as an organization. You're not focusing. There are one model is VRIO, which is a value, royalty, inimitability, and the organization support. All we need to look around, and these model we can use for the analysis of the organization effectiveness. So we need to look around strategic capabilities. What are the strategic capabilities as an organization? We have abilities to do things. How do the strategic capability contribute to the competitive advantage? We have a people, we have engineers, we have people working many years in the company, but they are contributing toward the competitive advantage, superior performance than our competitors. How to diagnose the strategic capabilities? Yes, is this strategic capability stay forever? What do you think? Is the capability stay forever? You always capable? Do we need to renew our capabilities?
Yeah. Always update and look for different ways. Some companies react, so after events or when they realize that they are not competitive enough, for example, and other have a research and development, for example, and look at innovation, look at what competitors doing to stay on the top.
Yes, we need to make sure, the strategies we need to be competitive advantage, superior performance, always, strategic capabilities are the capabilities as the organization contribute to the long-term survival as a competitive advantage. Resources normally we have three types, three M's: man, money, and material. Any organization, any activity we need human being, we need material, some type of asset, and we need money for it. Yes. So these are the resources. We have resources, competencies always. Those assets used are deployed effectively, and what do we do well, in terms of. So here we look around the strategic capabilities. We have abilities, we have a physical resource, we have a financial resource, we have a human resource. But competencies, how we can achieve it, way of achieving utilization of the resources. We are applying or deploying these resources effectively. We have ability to raise funds and manage the cash flows and the debt and the creditors, and there are receivable days and payable days, our suppliers and the credit customers, and how people can and use experience, skills, and knowledge, and build relationship, motivate others to innovate. And that all when we are doing, or we are competent in these areas, we have resources, we have capabilities, but when we are deploying, we have, so we can make our organization more effective. Anybody, any question?
No.
Okay, so next now we okay, so next we're looking now. Come on, why not slides is moving? Sorry, system hang. Okay, so next we're looking now balance scorecard. I hope so you all learn about the balance scorecard in other units, in other modules, if you did any management course. So balance scorecard, when we need to be look around the organization performance, we need to be look around the balance scorecard in terms of the financial, to be success financially. How should we approach and our shareholders? We look around the internal process. We look around the learning and the growth as an organization. We learning. We are growing as the organization. We need to look around in terms of the customer. To achieve our vision, how should we appear to our customer? So all we need the balance, and the balance scorecard is quite popular approach. Directive measures, we can look around qualitative and quantitative measures, and we can look around the lag indicators and these leads indicator. Those leads us as the organization. Any question? So we can calculate the return on capital employed. We can look around internal processes in our organization. We can look around we spending money on research and development, and we'll carry on doing survey to be improve the customer performance. So that ultimately leads the organization performance. So that's all really is about today's lesson. So if you have any question.
I think we've lost the visual.
Which one?
Nothing on the screen.
Nothing on the screen.
Yeah, we've just got the participant.
Can we now?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. It's back for me.
That's the balance scorecard which we discuss. Always we need to look around the financial perspective to succeed financially. How should we appear our shareholders? Yes, we want to be maximize shareholder wealth as a company. We look around the internal processes to satisfy our shareholders and the customer. What processes must be we need to be in place in our organization, and we need to accelerate on those. The processes we need to make it shorter, cutting time, improving efficiency. Ultimately, leads to the organization performance. And we need to look around the learning and the growth perspective to achieve our vision as an organization. How we will sustain our abilities to change and improve. To sustain our abilities, because the capabilities always change, it can be redundant with the passage of time. Technology become, if we'll say we are 100% perfecting, think about BHS. Do we know the BHS? BHS, British Home Store, it's closed.
Yeah. Remember.
One other construction company, Trillions, is closed. So why they reach at that point is the close? Why the Primark is becoming successful, and the BHS is being set up back in 1920s and is closed now. Why it's closed? Because the reason, of course, this you're saying you're capable, you're a big store, you have many, yes, you can carry on doing whatever you want to, or the way you want to run the business. You need to change it because your capabilities become redundant, yes. You need to renew them through learning and growth, yes. You need to look around your internal processes. You need to close the store, those are loss-making units. The product you need to use to be sell, you need to be innovate them, yes. You add the new product line. The customer, you need to look around the customer, what the customer to achieve the RVN, how should we appear our customer to our customer, what the customer is thinking. So that's why we always say in the marketing and other perspective, customer is a king. You always need to understand the king's behavior, what the kings really want. If you don't understand it, you can't sustain in a business. So that's all, we need to look around. So that's we discussed. We discussed TG capabilities before that slide was, and I mentioned you these are resources we have, and we are capable. We have a resources, but we need to how effectively apply and use them to get the maximum result from it. How competent we are, and if we are, and that leads to be long-term survival and competitive advantage for our organization. Any question? So today lesson, we learn about understand the impact of leadership on organization performance. Leader, of course, can play a significant role, and we discuss different models, and we discuss how we can measure the performance in the organization. Any questions?
No, thank you.
No.
So today we'll keep up to here. I'll send you some case studies as well, and we'll upload, and it's good to do a bit background reading, and next lesson we'll go through LO4, and then we'll go through assignment brief in following lesson. Or if you please, if you can start, maybe because we cover up to 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, and then of course you can start your a bit working on these, and then the next lesson will go through in detail assignment brief, which will be the last lesson on the modules, this unit.
Yeah.
So I'll upload a couple of books as well. Those will help you to do some background reading. It's quite a good website, or if you want to use it, it's good to use few Chartered Institute, ILM. Anybody heard about?
Yes.
Institute of Leadership and Management. CIPD, Chartered Institute of Personnel Development. CMI, Chartered Management Institute, which we call managers.org.uk. These are the good, where we can find a lot of stuff as well. Lot of survey about these. If you want to embed some resources in your assignment, in your discussion. If you want to reference them, you can as well.
Okay. So we can start the first task, yeah? You said for yeah? Okay.
Yeah. So next lesson we'll go through LO4, and we'll go through all the points, how we can address each learning outcome according to the task in the assignment.
Okay.
Great.
Thank you.
Okay, have a nice weekend, and nice
You
to speak to you all, and hope so we'll speak to you next week, and have a nice weekend.
You too. Nice weekend all. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.